I thought I would make a brief video for those planning their offices of how we did the cabling in our office. Now, in our office, there are different considerations, but at least understanding how we do the cabling and why we do it may be helpful in planning yours. So, to start with, I use floor boxes, and the cabling to the cart goes into a floor box, and then there is a conduit that's cut into the cement that goes to a false wall right there. And those cables are easy to reach because I have back access. They go into a HDMI splitter right there that can duplicate. And then I have a hub right there that I can switch outputs to all the different monitors in the operatory. So this gives me tremendous flexibility, especially when I have people in the operatory, either patients or people that have come to courses, and I can put any output on any monitor that I want, whether it's what's on my monitor, what's on Joy's monitor, or what is coming out of the microscope. So it gives me a lot of flexibility. You may not need all of this, but I want to go over what we do in our office. So the output from the camera consists of two outputs. There's a USB output right there and an HDMI output that goes to the splitter and hub. The USB output goes to the computer on my cart, and that camera is controlled by the program on the cart, which we will demonstrate at the end of this video. So the HDMI cable travels up through the microscope arm into the back wall and goes to the splitter. It also has several powered hubs along the way because it's a long distance to travel. Without the powered hubs, it's very difficult taking that signal that full distance. Same with the USB. There's several powered hubs that the cable goes into. Now, the monitor on my cart is a large monitor, a 4K monitor. I'm very partial to that because it makes a difference for case presentations. Here you see a microphone too, because now we're using Dragon Speak and doing a lot of audio notes instead of having to type them, which is very nice, both for your notes and for final reports as well. So we use this little microphone that's also connected into the back of the computer. And you can see also we have our that's one of the stations for our GoPro cameras there on the left. So in the front part of the room, you have the monitor on the cart, and then you have a large wall monitor that can display either what's on the computer or what's coming through the camera. Behind us, you have one monitor directly behind me that is used mostly for surgical procedures. Then I have a reference monitor that I can see that allows me to check the color accuracy and exposure levels that the camera is shooting. And then you have the actual video recorder, which is right next to Joy, and she can activate the video anytime we want. So that is very ergonomically placed, and we don't end up with miles and miles of video because we only video procedures that we know we will want to use at some point. So we minimize the amount of video that we're taking. And to do this, you need kind of almost touch control by the assistant to really do this. I don't really want to bother with it myself. Joy really controls when we video and when we don't. So it's very convenient having it right there in front of her. And that device, that's a Ninja device, that has a hard drive in it. So that handles all the video. Here's an example. You can see she's starting the video because she knows we want to tape the anesthetic, giving the anesthetic. So she's doing that all the time. Now, the business end of this is on the cart in the rear where the cart computer is, and you have the USB from the camera coming into that through a through the wall box and that wire mesh, and you also have a network cable coming in, and you have HDMI from this computer going out through the wiring harness, through the conduit to the false wall that I showed you before. So it's actually very simple, but there is a lot of wires kind of coming and going. So the more you understand how this has to work, the easier and clearer it will seem to you. So here you see on one monitor, I have what's appearing on the computer. I can also show what's showing on Joy's computer, and I have my reference monitor basically behind Joy. And that is the large wall monitor. Now, to operate the camera, the advantage of doing it this way is I can take shots contemporaneously and do video at exactly the same time. We don't use Breeze. We use the free EOS-R utility that comes with the camera. And we use the folder monitor function in TDO. So as soon as the folder monitor function is started by pressing on the capture button in the TDO acquire page, then every time you click the EOS utility, the camera is activated and a picture is taken, and that picture will be transferred directly into the acquire monitor and into the image organizer automatically. It takes a little longer than Breeze. The transfer takes a little longer than the Breeze, but you get used to that little bit of delay. It isn't that much. And every time you activate the camera, a picture is taken and using the folder monitor is placed into the acquire module and into the image organizer automatically. The nice thing about the EOS utility is if you're unhappy with any of the exposure things having to do with the camera, you can alter them right in the utility itself. So for example, in this case, I'm changing the ISO reading because I want a little brighter picture, and that's done right through the utility, right on the desktop. So this is basically goes over the wiring and cabling that we use in our office. I hope this helps you clarify a little for all of the cabling that you need.